going to be reviewing the Yi 2K action cam. The reason why I went ahead and bought this camera was because a friend hooked me up with this gimbal, which is great because our shots are going to be a little bit less shaky now, or a lot less shaky. But this gimbal is for a GoPro, which is fantastic, really, because GoPros are great. But we don't have GoPros. We have Sony action cameras, which are great. I love Sony. I love Sony action cameras. But they don't work with this gimbal. So we were starting to look for alternatives to a GoPro because they're so expensive. And we came across the Yi. The dimensions are supposed to work with this gimbal. We'll find out in a minute if they really do. And it's $99 on Amazon. But, funny thing is, before actually buying it on Amazon, Amazon Prime Day happened. And it was $15 off in the morning. That's fantastic. Amazon, you're great. So it was $85 if I would have bought it. But I didn't. And I think Amazon realized that I, specifically me, was looking at the camera and was I was on the fence, right? And so they dropped it down to $60. And then I was off the fence. I mean, you just buy it at $60, right? So it got purchased, I got it delivered today, and we're gonna go ahead and unbox it. So let's go. So what you'll see here is that we have an HDMI, or no, that's a micro USB, an HDMI, and a memory card slot. And then you have a little piece of plastic to go over there. The battery compartment with a little tab to slip it out. It just fits right in there. See? I have a power on button. The record button, and the mic. So it's very small. I'm not saying I have big hands or anything, but compared to the Sony action camera, if you want to change the camera's specific settings, the size of the image, the megapixels of the image, if you're going to use it to take photos, or if you want to change the resolution in which you're filming, you need to use the app, which is available on Android and iOS. And then this green button in the middle, if you click it, it'll start searching for your camera, which you have to make sure that the Wi-Fi is on, which is on this side. There's a Wi-Fi button. Click it. Then connect Wi-Fi. It'll scan what the camera sees there. So from this point, I'm just going to set the camera aside here, and we're going to look through the app. Right now you can take a picture, or you can switch to the record. All the settings right here are in the top right corner. So you can decide the resolution of your picture, because that's the setting that's in. Whether you want timestamp on, you can just go through those settings. I don't really plan on taking pictures besides time-lapse pictures on it, so I'd probably do the 16:9 dimensions, 12 megapixel. And there's also a firmware hack, if you could call it, that I came across on YouTube, and I plan on using that with evening time lapses with extended exposure times, but I'm not going to go in detail on that. I will link a video in the description below if you're interested in that, so you can just check that out. Going to the video, you can see it's already in 2K 30p. Again, if you want to change resolutions, you do the same thing. Hit the gear in the top right corner, and then you have all your options, which there's quite a few options. I'm not going to go through all of them, but whatever you're looking for, if you want something with higher frame rate at 1080p, you can go up to 48 frames there, looks like. So or actually 60, but I'm going to try and shoot in 30 frames a second at 2K, so that's something new. You can set the quality of your video and whatnot. There's a lot of different settings you can mess with the built-in app that's already available. I plan on in the future actually kind of going into the firmware with some firmware hacks that are available on the internet and doing a little bit more, but out of the box this has a lot of options already. That is basically what it looks like. Go ahead and stick it in the gimbal and see what that looks like. So the moment of truth. It fits with this gimbal, which is great. I think there's a lot of gimbals that are very similar to this. So measure the dimensions. I believe it's 42 wide, 42 millimeters wide. So if your gimbal is around that width, you should be all right. This one fits just perfectly. Just because you probably want to see how it works with the gimbal, I'm going to go ahead and walk around with it and basically show you how that works. So as you can see, it stays pretty steady here. I'm going to go ahead and hit record and... Oh, okay, it's recording. I didn't even know that. Alright, so as you can see... You see my hand motion. There's different modes for the gimbal. I'm not going to really review the gimbal, but... Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so that concludes the unboxing and little test run here of the Yi 2K Action Cam. Let us know what you think of this review, and also we'd love to know if you guys enjoy watching these types of videos, if you find them useful. They're all the reviews that we do or tests of products that we're gonna do are gonna be on products that we actually are gonna bring on a trip, we plan to bring on a trip, or we find somewhat useful in traveling. So it's stuff that we're using. If you guys like this, you find it helpful, leave a comment below and let us know that. Also, if you think it detracts from the channel, if it's uninteresting, you don't care about it, you can let us know that too. We don't want to get too far away from travel content, and we think this is related. So your feedback's greatly appreciated. You can give us a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see just travel videos in general. If you want to see the behind the scenes footage from this when we're in Nicaragua next month, you can go ahead and click here. Should have some raw footage there and just basically what we can do with the camera, and it's going to be a video exclusive to this camera, but it's going to be remote. It's going to be in Nicaragua. If you want to see our actual full video of Nicaragua and what we did, which will have some footage probably from this camera, you can click here. Anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe. Love to see you in the future.